In the quiet city of Anderson, Indiana, a young life filled with promise was tragically cut short in the early hours of January 30th, 2025. This is the story of Shamiya Allen, an 18-year-old young mother whose love for her family and dreams for the future were overshadowed by the turmoil of a toxic relationship. Shamiya was born on February 14th, 2006, a Valentine's Day baby, to Danielle Pearson and Tracy Allen. From the very start, she brought light and love to her family. Growing up in Anderson, she was surrounded by the warmth of a large and close-knit family, including her 8 siblings. Those who knew her best described her as funny, full of energy, and deeply caring. As a young mother, Shamiya's greatest joy was her son. He was the center of her world, and everything she did, from working long hours to chasing her dreams, was for him. At the time of her death, Shamiya was also expecting a baby girl, and she was excited to welcome her daughter into the world. Shamiya was a hardworking and ambitious young woman. She balanced multiple jobs, including a position at Olive Garden, while nurturing her passion for tattoo artistry. Her artistic skills were more than just a hobby. They were part of her identity. She dreamed of building a career that would allow her to create a better life for her children. To those around her, Shamiya was strong-willed, determined, and fiercely loyal. She had a big heart and often put others before herself, even when it cost her dearly. But behind her bright smile, she faced immense challenges. Like many young women her age, Shamiya longed for love and stability. She entered into a relationship with a man 15 years older than her, that is, a 33-year-old man named Brian Jackson, a relationship that, at first, seemed to offer support and security. He was the father of her infant son and unborn daughter, someone she trusted and deeply cared for. But over time, what began as affection slowly unraveled into control, manipulation, and emotional turmoil. Behind closed doors, the relationship became increasingly toxic. Family and friends noticed troubling signs: conflicts, break-ins, threats, and escalating confrontations. Shamiya's mother later shared that her daughter felt trapped, struggling to navigate the intense emotional bond she had with her partner. Despite her efforts to hold on to the relationship and fight for her family, the weight of it all began to take a toll on her mental and emotional well-being. On the night of January 29, 2025, Shamiya's emotional pain reached a devastating peak. In the early morning hours, she went to the home of the man she had once loved, heartbroken and distraught. Witnesses later described her as being in a state of extreme distress. At approximately 3 a.m., neighbors were startled by the sound of shattering glass and raised voices. By the time police arrived, the situation had spiraled beyond control. Officers entered the residence, attempting to secure the scene. Moments later, a single gunshot rang out. When officers reached the back of the house, they found Shamiya alone, suffering from a gunshot wound to the head. Despite immediate efforts, there was nothing they could do to save her. Authorities later ruled the fatal wound self-inflicted, though many in the community believe there is more to the story. Shamiya's death devastated her family and shocked the community. She was just 18 years old, a mother with her entire life ahead of her. While police confirmed the sequence of events leading to her death, the public response was filled with anger and suspicion. Many questioned the circumstances that led to that tragic night, believing that psychological abuse and manipulation had pushed Shamiya to the breaking point. Her mother, Danielle Pearson, spoke out publicly, describing her daughter as a vibrant young woman who had endured too much pain at too young an age. She emphasized that Shamiya's story should serve as a warning about the hidden dangers of toxic relationships and emotional abuse, which often leave no visible scars, but can be just as destructive. As the days passed, tensions rose online and in the community. Social media became a battleground, with some defending the man involved, while others demanded justice for Shamiya. A Facebook group was even created to expose what they believed to be predatory behavior, gathering hundreds of members determined to keep Shamiya's story alive and advocate for accountability. Despite the public outrage, no charges were filed, and the case was officially ruled a suicide. However, in the court of public opinion, many remain convinced that Shamiya's death was not an isolated act, but rather the culmination of months, perhaps years, of emotional torment and manipulation. Shamiya Allen's life was so much more than the way it ended. She was a loving daughter, a devoted mother, and a young woman with dreams that deserved to flourish. Her laughter, her artistry, and her unwavering love for her children will never be forgotten by those who knew her best. Her mother continues to fight for awareness, using her daughter's story to shed light on the silent struggles many young women face. Through fundraising efforts and advocacy, Danielle hopes to prevent other families from experiencing such heartbreaking loss. Shamiya's tragic story highlights the urgent need for better mental health resources, domestic violence intervention, and community support systems. No one should ever feel so isolated and hopeless that they believe there is no way out. As the community continues to heal, Shamiya's memory lives on, a reminder of the importance of compassion, vigilance, and the fight against hidden abuse. Shamiya Allen was more than a headline or a statistic. She was a loving daughter, a sister, a friend, and most importantly, a mother. Her story deserves to be told with love, dignity, and the hope that her life will inspire change.